Hello, my name's Jay Essex. I go into people's heads, crank them up, make them a lot stronger as far as their metaphysical abilities. They're not gifts, they're abilities. All of you had them when you were created, when you first came out.
Hey folks, my name's Jay Essex. Uh, I've been doing metaphysical work. I've written a few books that are on Amazon.com to give you the actual history and origin, where you came from, how creation started. You've never had it before because there was never anything strong enough to come in a body and tell you without being controlled by the original first being halves, male and female. The original first being was literally lonely as heck when it was the only thing around, so it divided itself into two somewhat different pieces of the same thing, and that created male and female. But I was made in the beginning to serve and protect them and everything else, but mostly them. And very shortly after lives started, and that was with myself and my better half, female, part of the spirit orb, source spirit orb that we came from. We realized right away that there were problems. Very first life. In actuality, I am your oldest brother, and Lily is my other half, is your oldest sister. And we're the strongest things there are out there anymore. My energy is mutated and grown through over 10.846 trillion lives. And it's mutated 5 times in this lifetime because I've been killing everything on the other side. That's a problem. Everyone talks about free will. You've never had it. It's just like the Communist Party and the American Communist Party. They call themselves Democrats. It's a lie. They're the exact opposite of what they say they are. The CCP in China, they tell you something, you know it's a lie, so you just listen to what they said, and then you look into that related to them, those characteristics or issues, and relate that to them to see what they're really up to. They were the same way. They're dead now. That was part of my job, is to bring you the information and to tell you what's really been going on. To get rid of as many of those as I could, and to get out of here, to get out of this body, to go home, to do my final job, which is to take care of everyone, to serve and protect. Don't tell me to bring you lunch in bed, but if you're getting hurt or anything, I'm there. So anyway, we're all spirit. Sentient energy that's in a body, that's put in a body for a short period of time, and then you go back to yourselves. I've explained all that in the creation books on Amazon.com right now. The ETs are about to pop in with us, the Essex, Ramirez, and Anaya family. They're here to be with everyone. There's a new council called an alliance. of life. That's actually has two spirit beings sitting at the council as spirit, and our ET family. They have displays where you can look at it, and on the left-hand side, you see the solid image of the person talking, and on the right-hand side, you see them as energy. You see their frequencies and everything. It's a myriad of different colors you can see move in and out of itself, in and out of themselves. All this is coming soon. As soon as this body's dead, I'm coming out. I'm going to fix not just this planet, but creation, but I start right here on this planet. So that's what I am inside. That's who I am. I spent this life doing everything I could for everyone else, especially animals, because they needed more help and attention and compassion than anyone else. So anyway, now I'm finally at the end of being stuck in this body. It's been a long time coming. I've tried to get out twice, and I would never butcher myself. I can't. But I tried hard twice to get out, and I failed. The stronger you are, the more difficult it is to get out of your body when your source, because source has all frequencies that are found everywhere. And then when you're in a physical body, having a life, you start bonding with the body. The more you fight and do things, get aggressive while in the body, the quicker and the greater the depth of your bonding with that body, making it almost impossible to get out. A way to look at that is if you have a bucket of water and then a stone, and you put the stone in a bucket of water, you can reach down anytime you want, pull that stone out. If you have water in one bucket from a river and water in another bucket from a lake, and then you pour the two together, good luck separating it. That's the basic concept here. So I've spent many years. I've always been me, doing what I can to help people. We used to be controlled by the original first being, male and female, but especially by their angels. That's their servants, the original ones, and they made them to control us when we were in a body. They were abusing all of us in a body so that we'd be stronger. When the body dies and you come out, you grow in size. You're bigger. You go poof like this and grow. If you've had a real nasty life, when the body dies, you come out, you're much bigger. Part of the reason is that abuse frequencies are created within the body. I've pulled them out of everyone on this planet a long time ago. But still, that's the whole reason that they abuse you. They've never cared about you. This thing, God loves you so much? Really? How come you have family dying when they're so young and everyone watches them suffer and they suffer with them? How come you have diseases? Look at this CCP virus, COVID-19 or something they call it. It's a CCP virus. What's up with that? Okay, I mean, where's your loving God? If you love your children, what are you going to do for them? You're going to take care of them the best you can. You can do everything you can for them because you love them. The way you're treated when you're in a body, now think about it. Why in hell would something that loves you why would they even let you go through this, let alone why would they put you in this situation and create it and shove you in it? It's like getting a board, making big boards full of nails sticking out in a room. They shove you in a room and they turn the lights off, and you have to walk around, and you wind up puncturing yourself all over the place. And any of you that would do that to your own children, don't worry, because I'm about to take you out of it anyway, out of your bodies, and delete you permanently from creation. In a physical world, we really need physical proof some kind of, at least something to move us along a certain train of thought, to have to feel like there's any truth to it, to have any faith in it. I've shown the quantitative electroencephalogram many times. I'll show it to you again right here. Take a look at this. If you look at the left-hand side of the chart, that's the a specific test done to the a person sitting in a chair with a thin flexible cap on their head. It's like a little thin medical silicone, and then medical grade silicone, and then wires coming out in different sections of the brain where there's more electrical energy. They're actually placed in different areas. As the pulse, electromagnetic pulse intensifies, it'll read out on a computer. Well, if you look on the left-hand side, that's now he's a friend of mine, of course. Met him through one of my consultations. He was in Sweden, and I was here in my house in Duluth, and I went into him. First they did a test on him. They put his brain through a test, in its normal state, and I was actually making a bubble, keeping my energy off of him. And then they cleared the computer. Then they fire it up again, make sure that it's running right, and then I went into him. I went into his hypothalamus gland and then spread the energy out through it. The hypothalamus gland is a very strong part of the brain that actually creates understanding with a little help from the heart. This stone right here, celestite, the energy frequencies within this are awesome for helping the hypothalamus learn how to help it perform its job to create understanding. There's other people in other parts of the head where you want to see. You have a stone called Lapis Lazuli. It's a beautiful blue stone. It's kind of hard to see like this. If you dip it in water, and you can see it's a real beautiful blue. That's very good for seeing things, metaphysical vision, seeing things as they are, moving around, but also for talking. It helps you have build up affirmation in what you're seeing and doing. Also, there's another stone called stick selenite, and this is very high vibration. This stuff, it literally does wonders for your arthritis. Okay, it helps you out. The energy, it'll help you move. It'll very, very slowly starts to actually remove some of the arthritis that's in your skeleton. The stones at the spiritualfoundation.com have all been cranked up by myself, but also Deanna. Deanna's energy, she came from Lily and I, and she's got, I don't know how she did it. It just happened. But Deanna has a fraction of 1% of my spirit in her, but 40% of her energy came from me. That's what makes her so strong. There's some other very strong people here on the planet. You know, it's not like us. It's different. A long time ago, I talked about another gentleman. I haven't talked to him in the longest time now, but his energy was over 80%. You know, solid me. He's really strong energy. He and his spirit mate. They were the strongest one of the family of beings that Lily and I had released a long time ago when the second wave of souls was released by the original first being, male and female. When it was 80% through, then that's when Lily and I were together when we released our own waves to create our own. You might think children, but it's not really that. Anyway, His body's so close to dying. It's been hanging on for years, but now it's finally in its end state. So anyway, but now Deanna and her spirit mate, because Deanna's been with me so long, I've cranked her up so hard so many times, and being around me all the time, she just keeps getting fed energy. She and her other half were the second strongest. Now they're the strongest of the children. It's not really children. If you have a bucket of water and 2 buckets of water, you pour them together, and then you get a coffee cup, empty coffee cup, you scoop out the water. Well, the water was never pregnant. It's just removing some. That's how you reproduce by when you're spirit. Less than 2,000 years from now, everyone's going to have the Fey type bodies, spirit energy bodies. So you have more freedom and you can do a whole lot more. Anyway, you're going to, as time goes by, you're going to find out that you're not a human body. You're a spirit that's in the human body that makes it run. That's how your body goes. That's how your body operates. How does the body run? Well, it runs on the brain. Well, what makes the brain function? It runs on the heart. Well, what makes the heart function? It's you as spirit, sentient energy, as a being, a person of spirit. That's who you are inside a functionable body once you as a battery gets put in it to run it. How do we read signals going on of life within a human body? EKGs and stuff like that. You read electrical and magnetic impulses. There's 5 energies that are necessary for a human body to come to life. There's 5. It's partially, but what I'm trying to say, there's 5 energies that are necessary to come together, to actually coagulate together, to bond together, to form sentient energy, which is called spirit. My body's been falling away for a long time, like I said, but now it's at the point where I understand that there's nothing left. I'm getting ready to leave, and things are as they are outside, and in the world with this COVID-19, the CCP virus, the communists trying to take over America. That ain't gonna happen. All the lying, deceit, all these disgusting, nasty people running around in the streets, start shooting people, killing them, and it's all lies. Black lives matter. Well, if they matter, why do they keep killing black people at 25 times the rate that they die normally before they're there? Hello? It's disgusting what's set up, and all these people that have all these lower frequencies, they were put here on this planet by your God thing, which is dead, by the way, dead as hell. They put them on here to cause problems, because remember, the more aggressive they were with you in the body, the more you grow in size when you come out of the body. And December 21st, 2012 was all about the 2 of them taking the largest soulmates. They put them together. They were going to put you in one of the new universes, and then in there you release a third. All spirit can do is release a third of its contents, of its mass. It's hard to think of spirit as mass, but it does. It has mass. So the max you could release is a third. Any more than that, and your energy itself, your self, spirit, the sentient energy, starts falling apart. And that's the end of you. So you fall back away into separate energy fields. And like I said, there's a minimum of 5. The amount of negativity a person has in them is the amount of heavy particulate matter or solid matter that goes into the body. That was already in the spirit, the sentient energy that you came from. original first being, male and female. When they were one person, the original first being, it had a certain amount of heavy particulate matter floating around that was absorbed into the energy chemical reaction. And the more that's in there, the more lower frequencies that a being has. And the greater the number and concentration of lower frequencies, the more aggressive they are. And they don't care about, others and everything else. Now, they had created the original first being, after the first thing it did is split itself into two different parts for company, like I said. They didn't care about you. They never have. That's why all this stuff has happened. And then they let it happen to you. They created it to make it happen to you. They put you in that situation and put you through it. Now, I've shown in a lot of my videos a picture where there's a human head, there's the upper crown, middle crown, and lower crown, and the hypothalamus gland that's right underneath that. They're angels, they're original servants, okay, the original first angels. They would go through the upper crown, middle crown, lower crown, and right into the hypothalamus, right in that area. And they would literally control you. They said you have to quickly run out of the door and jump up and down in the middle of the street screaming. They tell you that, and you don't think. You immediately push everything out of your way, knock whatever over, to get out in the middle of the street and start jumping up and down like an idiot. And then they pull their energy out, and then there you are, like, what? What the hell am I doing here? There's your loving God. God, the original first being halves, male and female, they made sure they created the God concept. They also created the devil concept. They were both God and devil. What they call Lucifer, he was the first protector they ever made. And in the very beginning, when they released, started creating stuff, they put their energy fields together, they came together, and then they released a third of their energy. And then the first thing they did is they cleaned out almost the first thing they did is they cleaned out a little over 92% of all the lower frequencies in that material. Because as far as they knew back then, that was just going to make something weak and easier for them to control. But when they made this new field, it's like a sphere, but it's not, but it's like a sphere, but it's not perfectly round. Anyway, so they had this new huge amount of negative source energy that's strong, that's aggressive. So they created Lucifer, the one that everyone calls Lucifer. They created him to protect it. So he was already made, waiting for the stuff to happen. But anyway, and then they took two huge pieces of this clean source energy, and one was a lot bigger than the other. And then the two of them sat there and they started to vibrate. And the large one that started to vibrate, that went into male and female. And then the other one vibrated and went into male and female. The original first being, male and female, fixed their energy so that when they did, when a part of them was released, it would break into male and female. That way, they were assured of always having company, never being lonely again. And then once this huge, clean source broke into male and female, as soon as it started to come together, it was just starting to become sentient. But right when there was two focal points within each energy, that one within a male, one within a female, then they reached in and pulled them out, and that was myself and Lily. And that orb, that was, when they made that orb, they took frequencies of fortitude and compassion. They had to have fortitude because their plan was, period, to make me the protector and to beat me up having lives until I became really strong. And they thought I'd always obey them no matter what. That didn't go too well for them. There was a big fight July 10th. like 10:20, 10:23 or something p.m. at night, where they came and attacked me with that negative source field and everything else. And I believe I killed about a third of them then, or 2/3, I can't remember. And then May 23rd, about 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock or something in the afternoon, we had the last fight, and that's when they literally destroyed the rest of both of them. And then the original Angels, that's 2013, May of 2013, May 23rd of 2013. And then later on, around the middle of 2015 somewhere is when I finished deleting the rest of the Angels, original first Angels. So almost all of them were a big problem. Some of them weren't, and they've been honored for what they've done and cranked up and everything. Out of the original first angels, like your archangels and stuff, what people call, there's only 2 left. There's Lucifer, and then there's Michael. Archangel Michael and I are very close, always have been. And when I say me, I'm not talking about J. Essex. I'm talking about me inside Ara. My initial adopted birth name is John David Essex. I've always been called J. Essex, but one of my legal aliases, it's a legal name, it's on legal papers, is J. Ara Essex, because it's J. Essex, but it's Ara inside. That's what I really am. That's what you really are. So I had to keep having life after life after life till I could finally get big enough to bring an end to this crap, this insanity. And now the original ones are gone. All they had to do was quit attacking me. I was not the aggressor, but I fought back. And I knew what to expect every time any of the stuff came up to me, so I killed it. I have a ton of source energy of my own waiting for me as soon as I get out of this body. The strongest part of who we are and most intelligent part of who we are is in a body, but it's little. It's like that. And the rest is flowing up out of your body. I've shown pictures of that too. If you look at some of the last videos I put out about the body and mind energy, I show you the pictures. I'm not trying to complain, and I'm sure as hell not a wuss, but it's too hard for me to get all this stuff out and do it. I know I have today and 3 more days, and after that I'm not going to be too I won't be coherent enough to do a video. There's part of me that I brought into the body with me. It's a piece of me that's been sitting there, shielded from all the all the emotional things I've been through. There's a frequency filter way up above your head. It's about 3 to 4 foot above you. It's like a huge umbrella. And your spirit, not your energy comes off you, goes everywhere, even down, but your spirit comes up through your head and goes out through there. The rest of you, the huge part of you, is literally floating around up there, pretty much asleep. It's only semi-aware of what's going on, but that frequency filter literally keeps any hard frequencies from going through it. So it's like the difference between listening to dancing music and then listening to very soft sounds that help you go to sleep. All these books I've written, like I said, for right now, they're on Amazon.com. And then the ETs are coming soon. We talk with them all the time. They're in the house. 2014, I was sitting down with one of them, the coolest guy in the world. But most people will call him an ET hybrid. Hell, he's a person. I love the guy. He's great. His name's Alex. And we were sitting at a Starbucks across from the Phoenix and Dragon in the Atlanta area. The Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. I had given a few classes there, or a couple classes that day. And then he and I were talking about stuff. And anyway, he and I talk all the time now. He's finally got a huge ship he was given. As soon as I'm out of here and I clean house on this planet, then they're going to pop in and say, hey. And it's going to take me very little time to clean up this mess. So I'll do a video about that. But anyway, I want you to understand that all of you are sentient energy, spirit, within a body, and you're the thing that makes that body function. You're the battery. You've never been allowed to just control yourself because of the angels that were put on you, going down through, that will go put their energy in your head and control you. The strongest archangel is always put on top of you and kept his energy inside your head. Okay, if you're sleeping, lots of times he pulls his energy out just to have a break. Well, that's not going on anymore. So ever since late 2015, they've all been gone. Now there's been other stuff over there doing it. There's chaos on the other side. It's not as crazy as it's been because I've finally killed so much stuff over there that most everything is just kind of staying away now, just waiting. So anyway, I want as many of you as is possible to understand a little bit about me. I've left financial records. I get money coming in, it goes out, taking care of animals, saving animals. I had my house set up in like 4 different areas where I'd have 4 different groups of animals. The new ones when they'd first come in, before I'd take them down to when I'd have to, give them flea meds and everything, and take them down to the vet to have the vets look at them. Sometimes surgery. A lot of them were thrown away because they had seizures. Just in 1 month, I spent $3,000+ at an emergency vet. At that time, I wasn't making a whole lot of money anymore fixing cars because I was having days I couldn't even get in there to do much. Stuff happens. Most of my time turning wrenches, I was paying $400 to $500 a week in taxes. So I was good at what I did. But it went into taking care of animals and people too, So see someone who is nice and having a hard problem, I might just whip out $100 bill and give it to him. Anyway, the other side, when I started waking up, 2014, started waking up in 2009, but 2014, I realized how strong I was, and I slowly would learn more and more and more about what I am, just a step at a time. And with you, it'll be very similar. Though a lot of you are awake already. I don't mean this BLM woke bullshit. I'm talking about reality, your metaphysical abilities awakening. 2009, I started becoming aware I had energy powers, and that was kind of weird. I was getting used to it. Starting to meet the Fae, talking with them. 2010 is when I really started getting strong. And then it just got stronger and stronger. I didn't know anything about this stuff. I knew religion was a bunch of crap. But you just keep on finding more and more out about yourself and who you are. But that's what I am, and that's why I can do what I can do. When you're in a body, you can't do hardly anything. You can't remember hardly anything. These bodies are traps. They're prisons, but they're also nullifying agents. My best analogy for that is if you take a tuning fork and you smack a tuning fork on something hard, you go bam and you listen to it. It's a beautiful sound. Well, do it again and quickly stick it in some tar or really thick oil or something, and you listen to it, it goes zero. That's what you're like, you as spirit, sentient energy. That's what happens to you and your frequencies when you go into a body, except it's a lot worse going into a body than a tuning fork going in some tar. And you have to see through that and everything else. So, anyway, I've put out well over 1,200 videos in my life. My first YouTube channel got I finally took it down because I started fighting so much with YouTube. All this stuff is the things I talk about, my books and everything else, it's gonna become the normal for you. And ETs are here. They're waiting. Okay? When they first came here and forced to make changes, they came here in a huge druk ship. Venus is a little bit smaller than the Earth. This ship was smaller than the Earth, but not by much. It was a good bit larger than the planet Venus. That's the diameter of the ship, and its largest place. That's how big it is. Huge. Didn't have the mass of Venus, but the size, yeah. Bigger than Venus. So this gentleman Alex, his ship is 4.1 times the mass, the topographical mass size of Spain. That's how big his ship is, and he has 18 large ships that come out of it, and then a bunch of small ships for, moving people and stuff like that. But he has some huge stuff. You're going to see all this stuff soon. But this communist thing, it ain't going to happen. No one's going to take over this country. I'm going to literally destroy all the trash on this planet. And then when I'm done with this planet, I'll stay here, but I'll be stretching out, and I'll be going throughout the third dimension, cleaning everything up anywhere. And if you were aware of who you really are, of the things you can do when you're yourself, sentient energy, spirit, not spirit stuck in a body, but yourself, sentient energy, spirit, your normal state of existence, you can literally fly all the way from one end of the universe to the other. Okay, and take your time along the way, checking things out. You can do that in less than 9 seconds. Less than 9 seconds. Do you know how much faster that is than the speed of light? That's, the speed of light, that's like the speed of light's a snail and you're a person running. Young and in good shape. You're going to find out as soon as I'm gone, things are going to start changing. You're going to see big change. And I want you to understand what's going on. I'm going to get rid of COVID. It's going to disappear, but people are going to be dropping dead from something else, and no one's going to understand it. And then finally, someone's going to make a correlation, some scientists, between what happened to the Sega antelope in Kakistan in 2015, when all of a sudden it was like March. They found about 220,000, like half the world's population of the Sega antelope, dead, laying on the ground. Like the baby next to the mother, they just, boom, fell down. Their bacteria was mutated to where the bacteria that would always protect them and fight on incoming bacteria, to where that bacteria, instead of protecting them, attack them. The immune system just shuts down, and you very calmly shut down. And through the other side, through the field is literally just a part of what I am. It comes out of this body and goes everywhere. That's what the field is now. It used to be the original first being male. Now it's made. Ever since about 2015, 2013. Early June 2013. So there's the information for everything is in those 3 books. There's if you go to Amazon.com and look up Jaysix, and then creation, and then it's got the 3 books in there. The first one is creation, its beginning and your origin. The second one is creation, evolving into paradise, and then the third one is about ET arrival and a bunch of stuff. I can't even remember. It's a little bit of a long title. So, like I said, 2,000 years from now, y'all are going to be in these new energy bodies when you have the next. This 2,000 years from now, everyone's going to be having this universe right here is going to have almost nothing but energy bodies in it. Very, 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 very few physical physical bodies. The rest are energy. The vast numbers of them, the vast amount of it is energy bodies. But most everything will be going on in the other universes. There's 1,672 new universes made. So anyway, I was talking about the lapis, how it works good on the pineal. It activates the pineal, gets the energy moving through it. Here's the lapis. Now, celestite is good for the hypothalamus, creates understanding. There's a stone called rhodonite that's very good for the heart, very strong energy. And then there's another stone called stauresonite that's incredibly powerful. It's literally the strongest energy stone there is in the third dimension. Okay? You have stauresonite. This is some high crystal stauresonite. Very strong stuff. This is a blown up star. His name was Raoul. Name he gave me. The stones that were the physical bodies of these beings, it doesn't have the spirit in there. It has their energy in it. They're outside. And they move their own spirit through the stone, through you when you touch it. You touch a stone with fingertips here, and relax. Okay, put your elbows down somewhere. Just be calm and relaxed. The finger energy goes through your fingertips in and out. It goes through your palms in and out. Okay, it flows both directions on both hands. Okay, receive with the left, give with the right. Look, sorry, it goes in and out both hands, both ways. So if you hold it like this, you relax, you feel it, and just make the intention of feeling the stone. And then this stauresonite has Gaia from this planet, Gaia from the planet Gaia, and Gaia's spirit mate, universal essence spirit mate, is Raoul. He's a star. It's got the two of them in there. The star blew up Gaia's planet, yada, 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 and it's come here. It's been in the ground. This is stauresonite, very strong. Okay, it's the strongest energy stone there is on the planet, the stauresonite family. Now, there's another stauresonite that's called Dragonstone Jasper. That's called Dragon Egg Stauresonite. You see, there's like a little shell that goes around it when you crack it open, and then it's a bunch of little crystals compressed together. Stauresonite can sometimes tend to just kind of crumble a little bit because these little crystals fall apart. And this happened when it came here, when it came into the atmosphere, the heat that got put into it. This stone, the dragon egg stauresonite, is a little bit stronger than the regular stauresonite, and that's for men, people with more male energy. Now, people with more female energy, the stauresonite's a little bit stronger, but either way, it's close to the same, okay? And then you have crystal dragon egg stauresonite. Now, if you look at the outside of it, you can see where some of that crust started to form. But if you look at the stone itself, this is crystal. Let's show you. There, that's a flashlight. This stone is crystal, and it's the whole thing is one crystal. It's 66 pounds. We have another one that's 187 pounds. One huge crystal. It's star matter from Roll. The first Roll and Gera were the first star and planet ever in creation, and the type of spirit, sentient energy that had lives back then. All of them had their lives on that same planet, Gera. She was 270 times the mass of Jupiter. So look, and this is Gera. The thing with the stone, when it's got Gera in it, Gera literally just pours itself in you. When you hold it and relax and say, okay, and you reach out to feel it, that's saying, come on in. Let me have your energy. Some people don't know how they feel about it, and the Gera will just shut her energy down, not even go in you, just maybe your fingertips, just to touch you so you can feel it. Sometimes it'll go in just up to the wrist, past it, but if you relax and to accept, the energy to come into you, you feel it go all through your body right to your head right away. But as Gera puts her energy inside you, she's so strong that she has to take more of your energy that's floating out here. She has to pull it through the filter and everything else into your body to make you stronger. Okay, now when you let go of the stone, then Gera's going to let loose. Well, all that extra energy she pulled into you, that stays. That makes you stronger. I was trying to not do this, but I want to try to explain to you what I'm talking about. People, this life, I had to come here and do this. I had to come in the body one more time. And the whole time I had to keep going in bodies, I had to get stronger and stronger, because I had to be able to take on everything else that was out there and be able to destroy it. I couldn't, I had to make sure I could do that. And now what I am inside this body is ridiculously strong. Okay, now here's the energy filter I was talking about. In reality, it should be up here. Okay, it shouldn't be there. It should be up here and larger. But we had to show you something. For the size of this man's brain and the size of this energy field, this thing needs to be about 1,000, depending on the person, the spirit, maybe 1,024, 1,034 times bigger, this balloon. And then she grabs more of your spirit, pulls it through the filter, but once it's in there, and it's mixing with all your emotions and everything else, mixes with the rest of your spirit inside the body, when she pulls her energy out, the spirit comes up here and goes dump. So it makes you stronger immediately. That's the beauty of star Selenite. It opens up all your different energy fields. A lot of people call them chakras and stuff. I just call them energy focal points. It's like all the spheres and stuff you'll find at thespiritualfoundation.com. We name them by what they are, what they do. So I think right now there's 22, but already I've putting together the information for 3 or 4 more. I've gone into people and cranked them up, and when I do that, I take part of my actual self, my own energy, and put them inside them. That inside their core, it changes what they are. Most everyone is soul, but after I put my source in there, my spirit is the strongest thing there is, my energy and spirit. But it's not the spirit that goes in there, only the energy. Only the energy. You're not having another person in there, just only the energy. But it changes you. If you look at a red car, okay, it's a car, but it's red in color. almost everyone's soul, your soul energy, and I put my source into you, your source soul. Now, when I put my source energy into you, it does these crank ups. That this is called a crank up. When I do that, I have so much energy, such a huge reservoir. For me to put part of my energy inside you is nothing. As a matter of fact, my energy is mutated to the point where once I'm out of a body, it's going to be growing too fast. So I'll have to slow it down, and I think I know how I'm going to do it. But remember, when you're yourself, spirit, out of these human bodies, you don't think of things through this physical mind that really limits you. It's like trying to put your thoughts into a lead brick. Okay, your mind is so incredibly fast and able to understand everything, not just being stuck here in the physical world. So anyway, I understand. I know how I can take care of that. But in the meantime, I have all that power set aside. Now, if you're a source soul that I've cranked up and made a lot stronger, which almost everything is soul, and that's wonderful. Soul's awesome. If I've made you that strong from not just this life, but hanging out with you for in other lives, you have enough energy. You have enough source energy in you now. You can go into people, move your energy through them, and kind of loosen up the energy flow through the spine, like unblock the energy flow in many situations. You can do so much to help people, but you can't do a crank up to another person because you have to have a huge resource, a huge reservoir of source energy so that you can pull a piece of it out and leave it inside that person. Now, when the person's body dies, that source, most of it comes back to you. But the earliest crank-ups I did, about 10% of that stays with you permanently. And then these last DNA ICUCs that I did, 20% of what I put in you stays with you permanently. But the rest of it comes back. So that changes and enhances who you are. Needless to say, I don't do that anymore. It's hard enough for me to talk to you. But that's good. I'm getting out of here. I got stuff I got to do. Just to help people stay in contact with what's going on with what I say from one moment to the other, to be able to see it. It's 2:27 p.m. September 5th, Saturday, 2020. I should say Saturday, 2:27 p.m. September 5th, 2020. I don't have a good way of grouping or listing my videos where it's easier to find information, so that's why I do that. Now, that's what it is now, not the beginning of the video. So anyway, that's what's going to go on. That's what's going to happen. I mean, I was made to serve and protect, and that's exactly what I've always done in the physical body, but there's so little I can do. But now that I'm as strong as I am, now it's time to never be in a body again, and I won't. My job is to take care of things on the other side, plus it was to get rid of the original first being male and female. Now, if they would have just stayed out of the way, they'd still be alive, but they kept attacking, and everything else did too. I got to the point where I said, what the hell's the matter with you people? You keep watching me kill the rest of you, and now you come up and want me to kill you too. It's like, are you insane? I mean, you know, how sick can you be? It's just like the thought process behind the communism and the CCP. You do nothing but lie to people, and then once you have control, then you treat them however the hell you want, and you don't care about them anyway. It's like in the U.S. here, you know, all the stupid government, the American Communist Party, calling themselves the Democratic Party, which is a joke because they're anything but, they believe in anything but democracy. They believe in total control. And it's the Republican Party was created by black people. All of you have had bodies in all different colors, skin colors. I've had more lives than anyone else on this planet. This is my 220,000th life. I've been black more than anyone else. I put out a couple of videos about what it's like to be black. One of them, what it was like to be grabbed, to be betrayed by the chief of our tribe. Some Dutch sailors made an agreement with them, and they drugged us during the festival, and we woke up on a ship in chains. And what it was like to be on a ship, on the bottom, where defecation and everything in the water that's building up in the bottom of the ship. I mean, it's so disgusting. So anyway, I've had a lot of well-known lives, but people don't understand how horrible they were. A lot of people scream about, you couldn't be this, you couldn't be that, because they say that they couldn't be, so no one else can, because no one can be shown to be any better than them, and no one's any better than anyone anyway. It's their own inferiority, their own issues. I mean, it's just sad. Some people are sick. Sometimes it's the body they were put in. But there's a lot of really high. There's a lot of people with too much negativity in them. There's way too many on this planet. This planet has a higher concentration of the various heavy negative or lower frequency spirits, more so than any other planet at anywhere in creation, in this third dimension, the physical dimension. Physical realm, if you would. And they're going. So it doesn't matter this body, it's a matter of days, hours before I start taking them. And the COVID, I'm just going to get rid of the COVID, just take it away. I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to give you antibodies for that, AIDS, and everything else. So not this body that I'm in, but I am the strongest thing that's ever been anywhere. And I'm your oldest brother, and Lily is your oldest sister, as I said earlier. And you are not children. You need to be left alone to have lives, and lives with your spirit mates. Imagine having life, meeting with your other half of who you actually are. That orb that comes out when two large beings get together and they release a third of their energy, and these energy orbs come out. It's like water, a flow of energy. It's almost like water, and then it thins out into orbs. And then the orb vibrates, separates into male and female. Imagine having a life in a body and your spirit mates in another body, and you meet and have a life together. There's no marriage, divorce. There's none of that crap. I mean, these lives were made to be hell. Mosquitoes, ticks, fleas, all this garbage. Cockroaches. There's no need for any of them. Guess what I'm going to take away? All of them. And a lot more you'll see. So, I want you to know there's no God, and what people call God was the original first being halves, male and female. And they never gave a damn about you anyway. And people, you need to quit when you meet someone and you bow, giving common courtesy to say hello. That's one thing, okay? That's polite, that's honorable. But when you just bow down or kneel or, whatever, to something else, saying that it's better than you, wrong. People that can't stop doing that, I'm going to start taking away your knees, your knee power. I'm going to fix it where you can't get down on your knees. You will not give away what you already own, and that's equality. So, physical world, physical proof, I'm bringing it. People are going to see me. as what I am. I'll be making physical bodies from time to time. You'll see a huge dragon. And those people that are hurting other people and abusing them, I'll be in your nightmares driving you crazy until you kill yourself or whatever. You'll see a black dragon that's got silver all through it, a little bit of gold, mostly silver, mostly black. And you'll see a full-grown male African lion the same way. When it's time to help you, you'll see the same, but usually in gold or maybe some other color. Black isn't evil or anything else. When you condense energy frequencies together to make them strong, when you want to be strong as spirit, you create an energy field that looks black as night. That's because you're condensing your frequencies so thick that light can hardly get through it. Bingo. You'll see hurricanes come, have populous areas, and you will see a huge lion, a huge dragon that looks like its feet are probably touching the horizon, and you'll see it as tall as the clouds and roar and literally break up the hurricane, make it a nice summer drizzle. I expect no one to believe me. But if you go ahead and download this video, you'll have it when it happens. To say thank you for someone, to thank someone for something is cool, and it's honorable. And it shows that you're an honorable person, and you understand. To bow and all this other crap, nothing is any better than you, and that starts with me. I can do things no one's ever done in the body. So what? That's what I am. I'm like a big dump truck. I'm huge. I'm made to move large things. I can't handle like a Ferrari. I'm no better than a Ferrari, but it's no better than me either. It's just something a little different. So I wanted to say this and leave it so you have it for when I get out of here and I start doing everything I'm doing. The Chinese people have been put through hell. They've been put through hell. The CCP are insane. They've done nothing but lie to get where they're going, do everything underhanded. They have all this technology they don't have to use. They have boats that if you hit them hard enough, they're going to fall apart. No, some of the boats are good, though, and they've learned how to finally make good steel. But most everything they do is just a mess. They can't do anything to build a real fighter plane. This disease stuff and everything, everything they've done, their cures for the CCP virus, it's been turning people's skin black. It's killed them. It's done all kinds of crazy stuff. They don't care about people. They don't care about nothing. It's like the original first being male and female. That's what the other side's like. It was like. It is not any longer. And once I get out of this body, I go home. There's a new standard everywhere. Nothing will give me a hard time. If it does, I'll just delete it. But all these people running around, literally, I'm just going to delete them when they're inside the body drop dead, and then their spirit's gone. You'll see it. And people look for virus and everything else, it won't be there. So, what it was me. There's no devil. There's no God. All there is your oldest brother that was made incredibly strong in the beginning. And also, besides all the fortitude, it had a lot of love put into it. And that was supposedly to make me weak and controllable, but we saw how that turned out. And Lily, my better half, is so awesome. Her love, she can go up. Part of her body energy came out here one time, and it literally went into the China Sea area, all over the place, and just made everyone calm for a short while. And then she took off and, left. But she's kind of frozen again, being protected. Anyway, like I said earlier, I was just wanting to say that. Folks, love you, take care. And it'll seem like such a big thing because it's so unheard of and never been before. But it's not. It's merely the beginning of your new lives the way they should have been in the beginning. And the bodies will be taken away because then all the abuses are taken away. To maintain physical life, you have to consume physical material, and that causes abuse. So, love you, folks. You'll see pretty soon. So, take care and have a good one.